Thank you, Chairman. Dear friends, I think time has come to recognize that India-ASEAN partnership has been developing extremely well. But it has been marked by a great deal of change and transformation. And keeping that in mind, I think it's also very important for us to do a critical appreciation of Delhi Dialogue as an institution, as a phenomenon. We know that the partnership went through the foundational phase in the first decade. Then it went through the elevation and upgradation phase in the second decade. And now in the third decade, it is truly, if I may say, potentially transformational. So keeping that evolution in mind, it's only proper that we make a critical appreciation of Delhi Dialogue. And if we do that, we would find that it has been of great benefit both to the government sector and to the non-government sector. The government sector gets a tremendous exposure to diverse ideas which are coming from scholars, business, media, and by the same token, the latter camp gets a chance to hear directly from the policymaker, which really enriches all scholarship projects. So I would like in that context to share with you 5 ideas, and I think I request that they be considered by this distinguished house. First of all, I think echoing the previous panelist, an idea which we have reached independently. I think many of you have reached independently. I think format of day one has to be changed drastically. I think we cannot simply subject our guests for the first day to 13 or 14 speeches in a matter of 120 minutes. Now, having said that, it is not easy to find a solution. We must be very realistic. When we invite 10 ASEAN ministers or deputy ministers, we have to fashion a role for them. If we do not fashion a role for them, they would not come. And Delhi Dialogue, therefore, will then lose its importance and value. So what I am suggesting is this. We very much invite the ministers. We invite them to bring their speeches. They should be circulated. They should be part of the conference volume. And they should certainly be read and used by all our scholars. But they should be really marked by a very well-designed conversation moderated by 1 or 2 knowledgeable people, so that at that opening session we could have a very informed conversation involving all those 10 ASEAN ministers plus naturally India's minister and Secretary General. So it would become interesting, it would become innovative, and it would be something that we would be looking forward to. Secondly, now Delhi Dialogue, it's very difficult to shift it to other towns of India. It is an institution, and when we build an institution, we try to protect and strengthen it. At the same time, there is a merit in some other suggestions which have been made. So I'm suggesting something which is a kind of a via media. What I'm suggesting is that our annual flagship Delhi Dialogue should continue to be in Delhi, but there should be 2 intermediate events. They may be of a smaller level, but if they are held, they would further enrich and strengthen Delhi Dialogue. First, there should be an intermediate event in a capital in northeast of India. And secondly, there should be an intermediate event in an ASEAN capital. Now clearly, if these 2 events are held, only a few people would be able to go from Delhi, but there will be enough participation enough audience in those two venues. So I think we have reached the stage where we can generate resources and energy and excitement to not merely carry on with this mothership and yet do two supporting events. We should also have, and this is my next suggestion, an outcome document from Delhi Dialogue within a matter of 2 or 3 days. We should not wait for the host to produce the document in 6 months' time. And this outcome document should not be the property of one person. There should be a panel of 3 or 4 people, a representative panel, and it must produce that outcome document, and that should be given widest possible dissemination through whatever media channels and resources that we may have at our command. And Mr. Chairman, my final point is a thesis which has been spoken by almost every speaker since yesterday. The message of Delhi Dialogue 6 is very clear. It is act, execute, implement. But let us be clear, this is not a message only for India. It is a message for each ASEAN country and India and also ASEAN Secretariat. So this is not a situation where the entire burden rests only on India. It rests with all of us. And therefore, what I am suggesting is this. Delhi Dialogue should have a monitoring committee. It will be an informal monitoring committee of people with incredible, indisputable credentials who would keep a copy of the vision statement with them, and every year they would sit together and develop a frank progress report as to what percentage of vision statement has actually been implemented in course of the previous year. Thank you very much.